most of the college athletes that are competing and playing and in this NIL space, they're actually not going to make it professionally, right? We hear about the Caitlin Clarks of the world and the best athletes, but we don't always hear about the college athletes who don't make it professionally, but they just spend 1, 2, 3, or 4 years building content, and now they have a transition ahead of them. And I feel like, Adam, you are the prime example of what that transition is and how you took being an athlete at Penn State, at UMass, trying to get to the next level, but now you're a content creator, right? Yeah. And we talk about this a lot. Like, you are running a business just like you would if you were an athlete off the field.
Yeah, it's a good point about the athletes becoming creators and really building a brand for themselves. My biggest regret, one of them from my playing career, is that I didn't create content when I was playing. I posted, like the one Instagram post every 3 weeks where like you're walking on the field and you think you look good, but I didn't post any content at all of me, of the journey or what it was like in my day-to-day life or what it was like in my recruiting process. And I waited till I was done playing. And the reality is, it's a little bit harder when you're done playing to get people to follow you, a little bit harder to get a call back, a little bit harder to get brands to work with you. You can still do it, and I've done it, but I tell athletes all the time to create content when you're still relevant. You, as an athlete, you may never be as relevant as you are in this very moment ever again. So take advantage of that. And then, to your point, Alex, about like how I pivoted off the field, I saw the change in media and athlete-driven content. I saw Pat McAfee's deal and JJ Redick and what all these guys were doing who were current or former players, Draymond Green. Fans don't want to hear from traditional media anymore. They want to hear from content creators and the men and women who actually were on the field and lived it. And when that shift in media happened and when NIL happened where it became cool for athletes to be able to do podcasts, like when I was playing, if I would have told Bill O'Brien or James Franklin I was going to start a podcast in 2016, they would have laughed me out of the room. But now everyone wants a podcast, right? It's changed and they're allowed to do it. And there's a huge opportunity for content creators and for athletes to replace traditional media, like traditional written newspapers, traditional television, network TV, and because attention's online and on cell phones.